What's up? What's up?
Hey,
How's
hey,
it
hey.
going?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing great. Got Joey here, and we're gonna be talking about his journey with music and all the things that are happening with his path right now. Super excited to have you here, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm honored.
Yeah, for sure. Just so you guys know, like just 2 weeks ago, I discovered his music on Facebook. We just became friends, and I saw a video of him playing a cover of Dirty Heads, "Lay Me Down," and it was so good. And then
Thank
I
you.
realized he had all these amazing original music too.
Yeah,
That was incredible. So I was inspired. We haven't spoken before just until now, and I wanted to come on here and ask him some questions about why he started playing music, how this started happening, and like what's next. So we're just
yeah.
just hanging out here. So
Kicking it.
Joey, man, tell me a little bit about your story, man. When did you start playing music?
So I started playing music when I was about 13 years old. My brother, who's been a really big inspiration on me, he's always been playing music as long as I can remember. So um, every time I would walk past his room, I heard him playing guitar. He was playing like Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sublime, you name it. All those kind of bands. And I think my brother's 9 years older than me, so I just think like maybe something to do with like that big brother relationship. I always like looked up to him and stuff like that. Um, he went to jail when he was like 20 years old. He's okay with me sharing this, by the way. So um, I was like 11, and we would talk on the phone, and he would say like, "Dude, I really want you to um, learn guitar so we can jam when we get back when I get back." So just being like the 11-year-old that I was like, oh yeah, I have to do this for my brother. And
Yeah.
so I never really started taking it seriously until I was like 13. Was just kind of getting into it, and then learned from like YouTube videos, looked up like tabs online and stuff like that. I was mostly self-taught at first. Well, for the most part, I'm self-taught, but let me think here. I'm like going back to the memories right now in my head. So
Send us back.
yeah. So I remember playing Xbox on my brother's Xbox, and his gamer tag was Sublime 7.
Oh, no.
And this is before I knew about Sublime, and people were like reaching out to me. They're like, "Oh, dude, great gamer tag! Like that band's awesome." And I'm like, "What does that even mean?" So one day I like looked it up, and it was like this around the same time that Sublime with Rome started.
Oh, wow.
So I was looking up Sublime, and it was like, oh, like all these news articles were coming out with like Sublime with Rome announced, and that was like also around the same time that Dirty Heads came out with "Flame Me Down," which is kind of funny that we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So um,
Part of the journey.
yeah, right, part of the journey.
Incredible.
So I'm trying to think of where I was. So I guess around 15 years old is when I started a band with my neighborhood buddies. One of my friends played bass, one of my friends played drums, and we all grew up around the beach in Jupiter, Florida. Spent a lot of time surfing on the weekends, spearfishing, diving, and so I feel like reggae music is definitely tied to a lot of that, and
Man, that's awesome.
so for sure. And we just were like, let's start a 3-piece band, and we loved Sublime. And that's kind of where we started there. We played a few gigs together. Things didn't turn out, but I wanted to keep playing music, so I made another band like a few years later. That was in high school. I've got this night shift on, so let me turn this off.
Nice.
Um,
You guys.
yeah, right. Block that blue light. So I guess I'm about like 17 years old at this point. Started a band with my high school buddies. We put out like a 6-song EP or album under Medallion was the name of our band.
Oh, cool.
we all split off after everyone went away to college. We played about, you know, a show like every weekend or something like that. Then around my college time, I started another band called Sea Grape Soldiers, um, and that was a lot of fun. That broke off eventually a couple years later. I had another band called Jawzilla, which is still active now.
Oh wow.
It's like Godzilla, but Jawzilla. So, um,
And yeah, guide and protect. That's great.
yes, sir. So we've been playing together for about like 6 years, and I don't know, just over time, playing music and playing live shows just became more and more of a reality, I guess. Like as I progressed and got better with the band members too, we started gigging out more. So it went out from like gigging once a week to now I'm playing out maybe like 4 or 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
Of course, not right now with the pandemic going on and everything, but
It's about that too. How
yeah,
live gigs have been going lately.
yeah. I mean, I'm not playing shows right now, and probably won't be for another couple months. But it's had its own blessings because it's made me a lot more active on like my YouTube and songwriting and stuff like that.
Totally. Perfect time for that.
Definitely.
Yeah. That same here, you know, it's like doing the best you can with what you got. And as a musician, it's perfect time to put that practice in,
Right.
you know, write some new songs.
For sure.
Absolutely, dude. So you're on fire right now too. You got a lot of music.
Yeah.
You had a release just late last month. Another one coming up.
Yeah, man. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. So you've been pretty much up into the pandemic. Let's just go to that point.
Right.
Playing shows with like Drawzilla still, or like
So yeah, so that group is still active. After like years of like trying to get a band on the same page with original music, I like there was just so many. Sometimes it's like hard to keep a band together and on the same page. So Jawzilla right now is like the private parties, weddings kind of band, and about 2 years ago, I started Joey Calderaio and Joey Calderaio Band, where I started playing out solo and started releasing my own original music, which was its own journey in itself. Because for so long, I had been struggling with like releasing my own music. Like I had all these songs that I wanted to put out, but I just like always thought they were lame, or like I don't know. I had so much negative self-talk about them that I was like, screw this, I'm not putting it out. And even though like deep down I wanted to. So
thank you for being a stand for Joey Calderaio.
yeah.
Honestly,
So
thank you for putting
very thanks, man.
something. For sure.
So,
You know, with reggae music, there's all kinds of different vibes with it. One of the things I really loved, and actually you just recently made a post, was, you know, you're sharing your music. You put the lyrics out, you put the chords out.
right.
You're inspiring people to sing along with you and to
Mhm.
be the change. And I thought that was brilliant.
Definitely, man. Thank you. Thank you
You know,
for
that
the same.
mantra, to be able to like have people be immersed in the music as well, not just like, I don't know. It's a cool way just to be connected.
Right. Exactly. I appreciate that. Yeah, because there's different aspects of music, like you said, you know, that, with the lyrics and the chords, and also the instruments and a video. You know, I like trying to kind of appeal on multiple levels of that, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Totally.
So,
Yeah, you're doing a great job. The artwork's beautiful.
thank you, man.
Yeah, just the whole vibe of it. It's great, man. You're on. I
Thanks,
love.
dude. Thanks.
Even the winding path too was different too, which I really appreciate. Reggae music, but also mixing a little bit of folk in there.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So if I can go into the story behind that a little bit.
love to hear the story. I think I caught a little bit of it. I want to hear it though.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. So my grandpa, who has also been a big influence on me as a musician, he's always played piano, played banjo when I was growing up. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 3 years ago, and his hands shake really bad now, so he can't really play as well as he used to. So he gave me his banjo like 6 months ago, and I always like promised myself I would put the banjo in a song. So that was the one, just because like it's hard to make a banjo work in a reggae song, but like Winding Path had a little bit of a different feel, almost like an acousticy, like a bluegrassy folk, I guess, kind of feel.
Yeah. Totally.
So I thought it was a perfect one to add the banjo in on there, and that's how that kind of came to be.
Man, that's so cool to honor like your grandpa in that way too, because it's.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a big part of your journey as a musician. Like,
Absolutely. For sure.
Or too, like maybe this whole. It's funny how roots go deep, man. I'm so glad music's still alive today, and we keep moving it.
Absolutely, man. Amen.
For sure.
If I could go into a little bit more of the story of how the original music came to be.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite bands, Passafire, I'm sure you know of.
Yes, actually, thank you for bringing that up. I wanted to hear that story about the EP, man. That's incredible.
Hey, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
So Passafire is like one of my all-time favorite bands. They have been for a long time. Like me and my friends used to rock out to them in high school. I was that guy like starting mosh pits at their shows, and everyone around us was like, "What the hell, dude?" Like starting a mosh pit at a reggae concert. So I don't know.
Great.
But so anyway, I added Ted Bowne, who is the singer and guitar player for that band.
Totally.
Found him on Facebook and added him. I don't know. He's been on my friend list for a couple years, but randomly one day I saw that he posted like, "Hey, I'm gonna start putting out, or I'm gonna start producing for some people. If any of you like artists want to reach out to me." So that was kind of the moment where I was like, "This is my chance to put out my original music. Like, I have to do this now," because like this was around the time where I had been like battling for so long if I should put my music out or not. And then once I saw that post, I was like, all right, this is the sign that I have to do this, you know?
Man, that's great.
Like if he gets back to me, yes, I'm doing this. If not, maybe I'll just keep debating for another few years whether I do this or not. So he got back to me a couple days later or something. I was stoked, super excited about it. We chatted over email, sent him the tracks, and went back and forth, and it was just a super cool experience to be working with him, especially because he's such like an idol of mine. That
Absolutely
was amazing. And I recorded everything from my house. The drums I programmed on my computer. Like,
what's
that
program you got?
Logic Pro.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, nice.
You use Logic?
No, for drums, programming drums, but
okay.
I use Studio Live or Studio One. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn, just curious.
Yeah, man. So I was just making kind of the drum beats on there on the computer keyboard.
Sounds great.
I would, if anybody is curious about the songwriting process, what I do is like I do everything MIDI at first. So I'll record the drums on the keyboard, record a bass line just on the keyboard, everything like that with the keyboard. And then once I kind of like the structure of everything, I'll start laying it down with real bass, real guitar, vocals on top of that. And I just recorded it all from my house.
Awesome.
Sent it over to Ted. It was a super cool process. Took a couple months, and I was really happy. What's that?
You guys work on Zoom like this?
We never did Zoom. No, it's just mostly email.
Okay, wow, he's did a good job then.
Yeah, right. Like for not a lot of like face-to-face interaction, it turned out super awesome. Like I would go to their shows and talk to him whenever I could too. So that definitely helped out.
For sure.
That helped build that relationship there too. So I guess after like a year that was out, I reached out to him again to do a feature, which became Rise Up Remix.
Yeah, that was
that's how that came to be. So
Wow.
Now I've got that EP, a couple singles, and I'm just kind of seeing where life takes me and just trying to push out more music, more covers whenever I can. And that's my story. There you have it.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Keep it going, man, for real. I'm really inspired by you. You know, it's only been 2 weeks that I discovered you, and I'm hooked. This
Thank you, bro.
of a just you basically putting this all together and making it happen. Whether you found Ted Bowne or not, you got a band or you don't got a band. You're just making it work.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I think that energy is what we need more of in this world because we're all in this together. And if we keep inspiring each other and bringing our gifts like you do, I don't know, more smiles.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool fact, just so you know, there's a hashtag on Facebook or on Instagram and Facebook. The number one hashtag right now is love.
No way. That's what we need.
I know, and the reason I'm sharing that is because I feel that vibe with your music, and like when you as a songwriter, like you question on whether or not if you were gonna come out and share your music or not, but that love was so strong enough that you overcame that fear, that whatever that was in the way. And
Definitely, man.
I don't know, man. I just think keep it flowing. Love wins, man.
Love wins. Absolutely. No, I really do appreciate that though, man. That really means a lot to me. And like I said, it's been years of debating whether I should put this music out. Just like years of beating myself down for whatever stupid reason. But like one day I saw that Facebook post and I was just like, I had enough of that, and I was ready to follow what I truly believed in. And music has been there for me so many times where I needed it the most, where I felt so down or depressed or some shit, and I could just slap on a Stick Figure Pacifier song or whatever, and where music has been there to help me get through a really difficult time, so
Absolutely.
hope that I could provide that to somebody else through my music.
You're doing it, man.
So, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So okay, so how do we find your music? And I also saw that you started a Facebook group.
Yes.
How do people get involved?
So people can get involved via or listen to my music, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. I'm trying to release at least 1 or 2 new covers each week on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, check that out. My music is basically on all streaming platforms, I think. So, and if people want to get more involved, like you said, I just started a new Facebook group called Joey's Bag of Donuts. We'll see if that name sticks, but
Voted on.
what's that?
Is that what everyone voted on?
Yeah. I put out a post asking what name everybody liked the best, and it was like either that or Joey Calderaio Music Fam, which I liked a lot too, but I wanted something that was a little bit more like playful, I guess, and just like so.
And I'm sure as time goes on, it'll evolve. But I like that you're playing with that. That's fun.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work out, I might change it in the future. But it's what stuck for now. So
Have fun with
yeah,
it.
exactly. So
And I want to make sure everyone knows when you go to check out any of his pages, make sure to like and subscribe. Save that song, whatever one that speaks to you. Make sure to do that. It really helps the artist out because it's all algorithm based. It's
sir,
artificial intelligence telling whether or not our music's gonna get out there or not. But we know you love it, so make sure you like and subscribe.
you do.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna peace out now, but I'm really happy to have Joey here, and it's been great, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story.
Man. I'm so honored to have been on here, and I appreciate you for taking the time, and appreciate everyone who listens to all of this, listen to me ramble, and I hope this is the first of many of these interviews. So let's stay connected, man. Anybody listening, you guys can reach out to me for whatever. I don't know if anyone wants to reach out to me, but yeah, dude, enjoy the rest of your night. And it was, I had a really nice time talking with you.
Yeah, for sure. Much love, man. One love.
Peace out, dude.
Peace.